What's up, Soul Tribe? It's your girl Dominique with Empathic Guidance, and I'm back with another video for you guys today. Now, finally, I'm back with another Zodiac fun fact, and actually, I want to speak a little bit on relationships and what makes your specific Zodiac sign insecure within a relationship. So, everybody knows relationships aren't really easy, especially as you move on in life and you sort of learn lessons. Sometimes we can let our ego get in the way and we can become a little bit insecure about certain things that we have witnessed either happen to people outside of us or things that we have actually experienced ourselves. So, like I said, it's definitely been a while. I've been really focused on tarot, but I feel like as far as tarot goes, astrology, and being very knowledgeable about characteristics of specific zodiac signs are very important, and they kind of go hand in hand. So that's the reason why I'm leaving this channel to specifically tarot and astrology, while I am doing spiritual talk, advice, healing, and all kind of tutorials from cooking to skincare to natural hair tutorials on my other channel, which is called Spiritually Spoken 1111, as well as a collaboration channel with my sister Asia, which is called All Things Flavor, and the links to those channels will be in the description bar. Okay, guys, so we just gonna hop straight into this, and we gonna start with the number one sign that's on the top, okay? And that is Aries, guys. And the thing that makes Aries insecure is scars from the past. And what do we speak on? This really can be for a lot of us, for the whole bit of us. But when it comes down to Aries, it's really tough for them to get over betrayals. So if ever they experienced something happening to them in the past, they will kind of bring those scars into the relationship and allow them to bleed on you, which in turn, or bleed on their partners, which in turn can kind of cause for an unhealthy relationship, which we all have our insecurities that can provoke unhealthiness or toxicness with toxicity. Well, I say toxicity within a relationship. So if an Aries has been in a relationship where essentially they weren't treated the best by their partner, maybe they were cheated on, lied to, betrayed in any kind of way, then again, they would kind of exude those same fears and insecurities in their new relationships, or, you almost make you feel blamed for whatever they experienced in the past, which a lot of zodiac signs can do that. But when it comes down to an Aries, that's their number one insecurity, is the same thing happening to them twice. As far as Taurus go, now we all know that Taurus, they love loyalty, okay? They love comfort, they love safety, and they can have the ability to be very loyal and loving. But the thing is that they have to get over their fear of being in a relationship, period, because being in a relationship in itself is an insecurity to Taurus. Now, once they get there and they feel like it's okay, that's one thing. But yet again, stemming from past situations, no matter what may have happened, that can be exactly what's on their mind moving forward as to what it is that they don't want and what they don't want to happen. So when it comes down to a Taurus, you guys might be rocking in the friend zone for just a little bit longer than you really want to, just because they really got to feel you out before they decide that they want to get in a relationship. They don't like to repeat the same mistakes twice. So if a Taurus can make sure that you're a right fit before they actually make it official, then that's exactly what they choose to do. So for Gemini, being cheated on, the number one thing that a Gemini will never forget is being cheated on. If they were cheated on by a past partner, then they will never get over that betrayal. They will always be asking you, if you are the new partner, if you're going to cheat on them or whatever. But that, it just scars their little heart, okay? So that's the number one fear that they have in a relationship, is that history will repeat itself and that they will essentially get the same type of partner that will do the same thing to them again. For a Cancer, is not being good enough. And I think I know this all too well, because Cancer is my moon sign. So with that being my moon, that's kind of how I process my emotions. So the way a Cancer, or what makes a Cancer insecure in a relationship, is not feeling good enough. Like, we're very emotional beings. And so for us, we're always trying to people please. We put people's needs above our own. And so we like that validation. We want to hear how important we are. We want to know that our partner thinks that we're the best, the nicest, the sweetest, the prettiest, the smartest, whatever. That we want to know that we are just as important to that person as they essentially are to us. And although, you know, that's healthy, reassurance every once in a while is healthy, but needing constant reassurance can be overbearing to a partner. And in a sense, it would make the Cancer people kind of come off as more needy and like, I need you to validate me. I need you to tell me I'm important. I need you to tell me I'm good enough. And that can definitely make up or cause toxicities or just unhealthiness within a relationship. So just work on that, Cancer, okay? Know that you are good enough. No, self-validate. Don't look for validation from other zodiac signs or from your partners, because essentially, most of the time, opposites attract. So if you have a partner that's emotionally strong and they get with you and you're essentially emotionally weak and you need them in order to feel emotionally strong, that will more likely repulse them than it will draw them in and make you feel like you're important, okay? So just watch out for those fellow Cancers, since I'm a Cancer moon, okay? So Leo is being less than dominant in a relationship, okay? A Leo is not going to be able to submit. And if they do, they would do it with so much, like, I wouldn't say resentment behind it. But I really can't see a Leo conforming at all, guys, at all. Like, Leos need to be the leaders in relationships. So even if they are the feminine energy in a relationship, I feel as though they use their beauty and exude their power to be more dominant over their male partners anyway. And most of the time it goes like that. My mom is a Leo, and although she's very, very feminine, very, very beautiful, you know, from head to toe, she does dominate men. And it's really clashes with men that want to lead, that want to be the provider, that want to be like I said, the leader of the dang on relationship. It's like a Leo can't take that. It doesn't matter what their position is in the relationship. They got to be the top dog. They got to be the head honcho. And that's just period. So if you're a woman and you with a man that's basically an alpha male as well, he's not going to be power tripping with you. He might just be turned off by the fact that you don't want to be docile. What did I want to say? Being less dominant. They are born rulers, so that's the reason why. I mean, you already know how Leos are. It's like, make way for the Leos. We the king of the jungles, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, whether they're female or male, they always going to feel like they're king, because essentially their mascot is the king, is the top of the food chain when it comes to the jungle, okay? So, Virgos, the beautiful virgins. I love you guys. You guys are so innocent. But the number one thing you guys cannot stand is being viewed as less intelligent. Excuse me. Being viewed as less than intelligent. And my 17-year-old daughter is a Virgo. So I can agree with this. And I can relate to this on a personal level, because her being 17 years old, working in a shop / boutique, working under somebody, having to have somebody tell her what to do, having to pay somebody booth rent, she just doesn't like it. It's like, and in addition to that, if you do hair, or if you know anybody that does hair, do you know how it is when you first start out? Proving your worth, proving your work, and getting people to actually show up for their appointments is difficult. My daughter hates that. She doesn't like people underestimating her abilities as well as her her level of intellect because of her age. She's always and constantly trying to prove herself to people that she's more intelligent than the average 17-year-old. She's even reading the 48 laws of power. I don't know any other 17-year-old that's reading that right now, but my daughter is very intellectual. And she's dating somebody that I feel is going to be a future politician, or she's crushing on him, I guess. But I'm so glad that she crushing on this type of guy instead of a fuckboy. Let's just be honest. But this guy's an Aquarius. Woo woo, my daughter learned from the best. But he's an Aquarius and he is very politician-like. So that would be what we mean by that's an insecurity in a relationship. A Virgo, you can be a great catch, but a Virgo will not entertain you to a relationship level if they feel like you are less than intellectual. What Virgos need to realize about this is that there's different levels of intellect. And though you can be a master in one thing and your partner may not be knowledgeable in that area, doesn't mean that they aren't knowledgeable or a master in another area. So give people a chance, Virgo. Don't be the virgin forever because you're sitting up there turning down people that really could be good for you because they're not a master in what it is that you are a master in, okay? Moving on to Libra, the X factor. Now, I've never been in a long-term situation with a Libra. I just like briefly crushed on a Libra. And I mean, the mentioning my ex, it wasn't like really, really big. It was more or less, excuse me. It was more or less like, you know, if I was your ex, da da da, you know. So I would appreciate those little things. But at the end of the day, the Librans can be too focused on your ex. They always want to know that they're better than your ex, that the ex pales in comparison to them, that they look better, smarter, provide more, better in bed, whatever. But they will pry and pull and pick and poke and talk about your ex to the point where it can become an issue in a relationship. It can become a turn off to your partner, Libras. So focus on the union that you're in right now. Don't focus on their ex. Don't compare yourself to their ex. Don't wonder if they pale in comparison. Just realize that their ex is an ex for a reason and that they're with you now. Because those type of things can also come between a relationship. But it's one of Libra's biggest insecurities. It's making sure that they're better than your ex. Okay? Scorpio, failing in bed. And it should be no surprise as Scorpios are the most passionate signs of the Zodiac. And with me being a Scorpio rising, I completely agree. I want to know that my partner is sexually satisfied. And in addition to that, sorry, but while everybody else is so opposed to intimacy that only lasts like that, I'm the type of person that's in the bathroom doing the running man, like, yeah, can't touch this, no. Because I'm like, okay, if it was too pumped, then guess what? It's because I got the magical touch. So at the end of the day, if ever I feel like it's taking way too long, it's like, what's up? Like, is it not good for you? Like, I don't understand. But, you know, so that's a big fear of ours, which is very understandable because we are very sexual in nature. Me being a rising Aquarius and being a not a rising Aquarius, but a rising Scorpio. And rising Scorpios tend to be, or from other people's opinion, given to me, tend to be one of the most sexiest rising signs to have. So whoop whoop if you got that as a rising sign, okay? All right, so Sagittarius has trust issues. And yet again, I feel like this pertains to the Aries and the Taurus kind of energy as well, where they can kind of just let, it doesn't matter if it's something they've seen a buddy go through or they went through themselves, but their own insecurities can get in their way as well as contributions from past relationships. So Sagittarius, just realize you're a great person. You know, a lot of people don't feel as though Sagittarius is a committal zodiac sign, but I beg to differ. My brother's a Sagittarius. And I keep on getting them mixed up because I feel like Sagittarius and Aquarius are so similar. But essentially, I feel like with a Sagittarius, just like with an Aquarius, we will settle down. It just has to be the right person. And honestly, I've dated a lot of the wrong people. And I honestly, it's in my nature to be faithful. But that could be because, again, how I process my emotions is like Cancer. And Cancers are relationship material. Through and through, born and bred, okay? So with Sag, get over your trust issues. Get over your past relationships. Don't let problems bleed from one relationship to the next. Understand that it's time to give people a clean slate and not worry about it anymore. Because a lot of you guys will exude your trust issues, even in a relationship with nobody showing you the signs that you can't trust them. So it's time to get on the road to trusting so that you can actually attain and have a successful and beautiful, loving, long-lasting, trusting, honest relationship. Okay, Capricorn, fear of commitment. And honestly, Capricorn is a very intellectual sign as well. So I definitely feel like it's not all their fault that they have a fear of settling down. Yet again, I feel like with Capricorn, it's not just from past relationships. I feel as though their fear of commitment stems all the way from childhood, especially if they witnessed a lot of failed relationships or if they had a failed relationship in the past. They don't like making the same mistakes twice. It's like, I learned from that and I want to move on. And so when it comes down to that, and I feel like that's why Capricorn and Taurus are essentially like a match made in heaven, because I kind of get that same vibe from them where they're afraid to get in a relationship and a Capricorn is afraid of commitment. They're just very fucking careful. And with them being earth signs and being grounded, I can't blame them. But Capricorn, leave other people's experiences to them. Leave your bad experiences in the past. And if you find a whirlwind romance, dive in sometimes. It's okay to be a little impulsive. I know you're an earth sign and I'm an air sign. And you like, I would never take advice from an air sign. But guess what? Being a little airy doesn't hurt, because being too down to earth sometimes can make you seem like a stick in the butt. Okay? Alrighty. So, my sign, getting too deep into analysis, and honey, if the shit don't hit home, I don't know what it does. I am overly analytical, and because of this, a lot of times I feel like I can read my partner's mind. If they have a look on their face, it's like, what's wrong? You're lying. What's wrong? You know what I'm saying? And since we overthink and our brains never turn off. If you're Aquarius, comment down below and let me know that I'm right. Aquarius is over analytical as hell. We are insomniacs because our brain won't turn off. So we go without sleep, which also makes us fucking delusional as well. And we always accuse our partners of the worst because we take one thought and we let it manifest into a fucking asteroid, okay? So, Aquarius, stop doing this. Stop overthinking. Stop taking the words of your partner and dissecting it to the point where you totally get it misconstrued, okay? You're being over analytical, it can be an upside to that, but it's also a downside, because usually as an Aquarius, we tend to think the worst, and it's time for us to get out of that habit. It's time for us to start manifesting positive in our life by thinking about some positive outcomes and not just what can go wrong, okay, Aquarius? So stop being so over analytical. Last but certainly not least, the lovely Pisceans, okay? And Pisces, my dear friend Pisces, me being a Pisces cusper, I can understand why Pisces biggest insecurity is distance, okay? And Pisces needs to be close to their partners, whether that be physically as well as emotionally. If they feel their partner pulling back even ever so slightly on a physical or emotional level, that shit would drive them batshit crazy, okay? Not only will it drive them batshit crazy, but of course, they'll jump to the normal conclusions of, is there someone else? Why are you backing away from me? And this can come off as not only insecure, but it can come off as very needy, as well as the Cancer need to be reassured all the time. So be really careful with that, Pisces. Understand that sometimes it's not necessarily that your partner is distancing themselves permanently, but maybe they just need their space for the day. Maybe they're just protecting their personal space and they just want to be in their own bubble. And it's okay. If you guys are in a relationship, it's okay to spend a day alone, okay, Pisces? So don't take it personal. Just understand that your person still loves you. And as long as you maintain your security and don't project insecurity onto them, then that's going to be your partner, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy just this little tiny fun fact vlog that I come up with you guys, digging into these zodiac signs and identifying things that I have witnessed are insecurities in these particular zodiac signs. And I will definitely be coming with more series like this because I already got one ready for y'all, and that is what would be your struggles what would be your struggles at the beginning of 2020 according to your zodiac sign. So that's coming up next for you guys. And like I said, check out those links in the description bar of my 2 new channels, one being spiritually spoken 1111 and the other one being all things flavored with my sister. I really think you will like what we're going to be bringing to you guys this year in 2020, back-to-back bangers every weekend. Okay, guys? And other than that, that's all I have to say. Love you guys to the moon and back, like I always tell you. And I'll check you guys out on the next one. Till next time.